The next topic we have here is the form element. So we had seen that to create a form in an HTML code, we require a form element. So along with that form element, there are two essential features of any form, namely the action and the method attributes. Okay, so whenever you are using a form element, these two attributes are very important, that is the action attribute and the method attribute. So hope you all remember this program which we had seen. So the first line itself, form method is equals to get and action is equals to process.php. So I had told you at the beginning that method will have two values, one is the get method and another is the post method, and action is equals to process.php. Here for action, the value you have to specify is the URL or the file name of the server side code which will be processing your form data. Okay, so you can specify the file name or you can either specify the URL of the server side script which will be processing your form data. Okay, so usually it is written in PHP. Okay, so action is very simple. Action is an attribute which will be storing the value of the URL of the server side code. Okay, but here for method you have two types, that is the get method and the post method. Okay, so we need to know what is the difference between the get method and the post method. Okay, so what they have said here is the action attribute specifies the URL of the server side resource that will process the form data. So you have to specify the URL of the server side resource that will process the form data. Okay, so the next attribute which is there, the method attribute. The method attribute specifies how the query string data will be transmitted from the browser to the server. Okay, as we have seen, what is a query string? Query string is the one which will store the form data values, and that query string has to be packaged in an HTTP request. Okay, so what is the format of a query string? That is name is equals to value pairs. Query string is nothing but name is equals to value pairs, and that query string has to be packaged in an HTTP request, and that HTTP request moves from the browser to the server. So how that query string is transmitted from the browser to the server, that method itself is of two types. Which method are they? Get method and the post method. Okay, so what is the difference between the get method versus the post method? Okay, so what you have here is, what is the difference is that whenever using a get and post is, the difference resides in where the browser locates the user's form input. Okay, where the browser will locate the user's form input in an subsequent HTTP request. Okay, so we know that the form data which is there, it has to go through a HTTP request. And where the browser locates the form data in an HTTP request is the difference between get and post. Okay, if you all are using the get method, the browser locates the data in the URL of the request itself. Okay, where the browser will store is in the URL of the request itself. So you can see here, this is the URL. Okay, URL, it is not hidden anywhere. Directly in the URL of the request itself, the query string is stored. That is the method. Here you have an example. Form method is equals to get, action is equals to process.php. Okay, so this is the URL of the HTTP request. What is the first thing here in the URL? You have here get method, then next is followed that process.php. Then you have title here. This is a query string. Title is equals to central plus spark, and where is equals to United plus states. This is a query string. And then this is an HTTP request saying that 1.1 is the version of the HTTP. Okay, so if you are using the method get, then the query string will be located in the URL of the HTTP request itself. Okay, but if you all are making use of the second method, which is the second method, form method is equals to post. Okay, and action is equals to process.php will be the same. With the post method, the form data is located in the HTTP header, after the HTTP variables. Okay, so this what you see in the big box is that it is an HTTP header, and that too below the HTTP variables. Okay, you have an HTTP method here. So what is the first line in the HTTP header? The method uses post, then which is the code here to server side code process.php, and it is which request, HTTP request. Then you have some HTTP variables here. After the HTTP variables, we will be sending the query string. Okay, we'll be sending the query string. So what the main difference between get and post is that in get the form data is visible directly in the URL of the HTTP request, but in post method the query string which is there, it will appear after the HTTP header and the HTTP variables. Okay, HTTP header and the HTTP variables here. Okay, so this is difference between both the method. Okay, so let us see the advantages and disadvantages. In get method, data can be clearly seen in the address bar. Okay, it can be clearly seen in the address bar, because in the get method you are directly putting the form data in the URL of the request. Okay, so the data can be clearly seen in the address bar. So this is a disadvantage in terms of security. Okay, so data also remains in the browser history and cache. Okay, as it is a URL, it will remain in browser history and cache. So whoever goes through that URL, they will come to know what data you have put in the forms. Okay, if it's not a secure data and you need that data every time, then if it is there in the address bar, browser history or cache, it might not be a problem. Okay, but if it is a secure data, then that will be a disadvantage. The data can also be bookmarked. Okay, because it is a URL, it can be bookmarked and you can just go through that bookmark whenever you want it. Okay, the next is limit on the number of characters in the form data returned. Okay, so as it is a URL, there will be a limit in the number of characters if you are using a get method. Then next we have here is the post method. Here if you are using a post method, data can also contain binary data, and data is also hidden from the user, and submitted data is not stored in cache, history or bookmarks. Okay, so these are the advantages and disadvantages of get versus post. Okay, so what is get versus post? They are the two values which you can use with which attribute here? Method attribute. Okay, so this was about the form element. Form element will be consisting of two attributes. Which are those two attributes? Method attribute and action attribute. In action attribute, what you have to specify is URL of the server side code which will be processing your form data, and what you have to specify in the method attribute will specify through how your query string will be transmitted from the browser to the server, and how it is transmitted through two ways. Which are those two ways? Get method and post method. So what is the difference between get and post is that if you are using get method, the browser will locate the form data in the URL of the request itself. Okay, and if you are using post, the query string will be in the HTTP header below the HTTP variables. So this was about the form element.